Well, Noelle, thank you so much for joining me. You are a Paralympian, a former UMass Lowell lacrosse player, and now I could say wife most recently. First off, how is that? You got married, 5 days ago?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just like the anticipation of like leading up to it. I mean, I am very fortunate enough to have a mother who literally planned the entire thing. Mark and I, my husband, he had no idea. Like we both had no idea like what the place was gonna look like. Like I wasn't allowed to go
You
to
didn't
the
know what it was gonna
flower.
look like?
No, I mean like with the flowers and decorations, like I'm not good at that stuff. And I knew my mom like loved that thing. Like the only thing we actually cared about was like kind of the party part of it. Like everything else, it was like, oh, like we literally went to do the rehearsal before the rehearsal dinner and we were walking and like doing everything. I'm like, oh my God, I've never actually seen this in person. I've only seen it in pictures. Like, this is great. So, but I mean, it was super fun. Just getting to see everybody. It was definitely the longest day of my life. I tried to enjoy every single moment, try not to get too stressed out over things. And it was a beautiful day. I mean, it was everything we could have ever wanted. And then like afterwards, like we just like went to like we did like a mini moon like on Plum Island, and literally we just slept like the whole time. Like I
Plum
mean,
Island's gorgeous.
it really is, but the weather wasn't the greatest. But honestly, like I love that because we just needed like 2 days to like sleep and do nothing, and so that was awesome. And you know what? It was NFL. It was the NFL first day on Sunday with football, so we were able to do that. And then Monday came around, and I had to get. We had Mark actually took a day off on Monday, and I'm just like I have practice. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I literally leave for World Championships in like 3 weeks.
I was gonna say,
I
that's at the end of September.
yeah, so that's coming up. So I mean, it's just like I think once that's over, my body is gonna love me just because it's just been going. But hey, I mean, those beautiful moments. This is what college teaches you. Playing a sport in college. This is the time management. This is the work overload. So that's why I've always been fortunate enough to have been a college athlete and get to kind of understand what that feeling is like and to kind of push through it.
And then it's just been a big summer for you in general. I feel like you've had that, and then you were just like interviewed and did a little bit of a kind of like a docu series, if you will, with PLL.
Yeah.
What was that like for you, being 5 years removed from lacrosse to then still be kind of honored in a way through the sport, even though you're now not focused on that sport anymore?
It's crazy because lacrosse will always play like a huge part of my life. Like it'll always be home for me. And I think kind of being brought back in, like the PLL, like getting to meet Paul Rabel, like obviously, like that's the coolest thing. Like being a lacrosse player myself, but like my husband, he played college lacrosse, so like Paul Rabel to him is like God. I mean, he's like the Tom Brady. So it
You
was
got
just
you
a
got your prosthetic signed by Tom Brady.
I did once upon a time, and now he's a noble owner, and I'm like I'm noble. Like, can we do this again? Can you sign my leg
Do you have
again?
that one set aside
I
somewhere, or
do. I actually rocked it. I actually rocked it for like a year. I wore that thing like proudly, and then when he left, I was like, I kind of need to like I need a new one. So that I mean, like it's buried in a closet somewhere. Like
you gotta get that framed?
I need to like think of like something like cool to do. Honestly, like there's sometimes I go back and forth and like I like think about wearing it because like like my weight fluctuates like during in season, off season, so that means my leg fluctuates like with my prosthetic socket, and so like I need it to fit. So it's actually funny. Like one time I actually had to put it back on. I'm like, this just feels weird, like rocking somebody else's signature. But I mean, honestly, that was like one of the coolest moments of my entire life. And just like, he's such a genuine guy. I was like, you don't have to talk to me. You don't have to give me the time of day. I just need you to sign my prosthetic. And he was like, oh, like what sport do you do? And I'm like, oh my God, you're so nice. And this is when he was like with Giselle. And I was like, I hope Giselle doesn't get mad that like I'm hugging you and like you're touching my prosthetic leg. Like, no,
You're
but I
making Giselle
mean,
jealous.
going back to lacrosse, I mean it really is like so special. I do my best to try to keep up with it, but it's kind of the same. Like I'm starting my season when you guys are like kind of in the pivotal part of your season, but I mean it's always been there for me. But getting kind of brought back in, it just reminds you. It really does. Like I mean, I would listen. Like I would love to go to the alumni game and I would play, but like my prosthetic legs now are not designed to play lacrosse. Like they're designed for one thing, and that's to sprint and jump. Like it's not meant to like cut back and forth and backpedal. But I still like need to I need to get myself to get to go to an alumni game and just kind of be there because it really just brings you back and like all your memories and like your feelings towards it. I mean, when you're in the moment, you're thinking like, oh my God, like I'm dying, like I don't know, like the work overload, the
Yeah.
stress, like all the run tests and things that you actually dread, the 6 a.m. lifts. But then like when you're kind of removed from it for a little bit and you get to look back on it, it's honestly just like parts of the best parts of college. I mean, I know
Mhm.
everyone has like different things that they were a fan of, but like that was always for me, it was always being a part of a team and a community that really that's the feeling that like it always brings me back to. But no, honestly, super cool. I mean, my husband Mark, he literally will watch PLL all the time, and I think it's incredible that they're coming out with a women's league. I just saw they did like an announcement
Yeah.
today, like on September 10th, that they're doing like a whole league playoffs. So I'm like, I want to go to the LA like Olympic like lacrosse series. Like I'm
Yeah.
like to me that's home. Like even though like I'll be competing a month later in the Paralympics, like I want to go that's the one event that I need to get to LA and I need to watch because it's just such a huge moment for our sport.
No, it's a massive moment, and I saw when they announced that as well because I was also at the World Box Championship when they had the first women's games, which that was
Yes.
super cool. I always say that if they had, I'm from Long Island,
Yeah.
if they had box lacrosse kind of more on Long Island for girls, like I totally would
Oh,
have probably done
absolutely.
that.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just
But
because it's
no,
more physical, right?
that's
Like
why I was a goalie. I was like, oh, this is the
yes.
closest I could get to guys lacrosse, which kind of says a lot about me as a person. But
Listen, I wasn't a goalie, but like I was always part of like the physical stuff. Like I love
well,
that stuff.
you brought up the alumni game. I actually guarded you in one of the alumni games like 3 years ago,
Oh my God. Okay.
and and
Incredible.
and you said to me because they like were like I asked my coach, I was like, "Can I play fields?" And she was like,
Yeah.
"Sure." I'm guarding you, and you were like, "Are you going easy on me because I have one leg?" And I go, "No, I'm a goalie. I shouldn't be out here."
Listen, goalies always have the biggest and the best like game skills like on the field because you guys get to see everything. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you're the best player on the field. That's so funny. I mean, I actually remember that. And I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
literally
yeah,
being
yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
can't believe I'm still playing. Like I
It's
it
so
was
funny.
yeah, I mean my when my senior year of college rolled around, like I was ready. Like I was definitely like, all
Oh, I was
right, like
too.
yeah, I mean like I had a redshirt year and I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah, like I could do a redshirt year, like we could, you know what, I got playing time in practice, but like I obviously like I wasn't I
Yeah.
just didn't want to do that to the coaching staff and I was just like, you know what, I'm just ready. I need to try something different, try something new been doing this for so many years. Like now I just want to kind of transition over, but like then you transition over to the new thing and then you miss it and you're like this is insane how like it'll always just be like something that like will always bring you home.
Yeah, and you talked about like just being mentally tough and just having that type of mindset a little bit. For you, I mean, you're the youngest of four, and how much does like your childhood and that like kind of youngest child mentality like play into like who you are, you think like as a person now?
Oh, I think everything you go through as a child is what shapes you.
Mm.
And that's why like I thank my brothers like every day. They were the reason why I'm so tough. I mean, I was always trying to wrestle with them. I was always trying to show them like that I'm just as tough, like I'm just as competitive. And that really did help me of like kind of brushing things off. Like I was never babied. Like especially like my parents were incredible. Like my dad never babied me. My dad never like treated me like I was his little girl. And honestly, I'm so happy that that was a thing because it really shaped me into the person of being a competitive athlete and like having that drive and that motivation. And you know, I kind of got lost a little bit through high school and like just like with the work ethic part and like realizing that like if you want to get to where you want to in life it takes hard work and it takes effort and so that's why kind of when the accident happened like it just kind of shifted but when I always look back on my brothers like I mean it's crazy like we still to this day will have the argument of like who the best athlete in the family is. Meanwhile I'm still an athlete, I'm still competing and doing and then two of them smoke cigarettes and it's just like It's like, all right, well, like like they're like, all right, get on the line, like I'll body you, and I'm like, all right, no,
Like,
like
wait,
we're
let's
gonna
line
long
up the
jump.
facts. Let's line
Yeah,
up the facts.
we're just gonna long jump because I know you guys aren't gonna be able to long jump as far as me. Like obviously you're gonna be able to beat me in a freaking sprint. I'm missing a knee and a foot.
I
Like
feel like you could still beat them though.
no, they're pretty quick. I mean, two of them were football players, and one of them is he's very fast. He's very
Yeah,
fast, but like he can run, like he can only run 100, and then he'll probably die coughing. Like that's kind of
yeah,
who
that's
he is.
fair.
But yeah, I think that's just, I mean, that is really what shapes you. And I think like, if you are like, I don't want to tell like parents on how to raise their kids, but like holding their hands is not going to help them when they're growing up. Like they need to deal with things when they're kids to kind of understand what that feeling is like. I was just talking to my coach, my track coach actually, and he has three young boys, and I asked like we were at practice one day, and I'm like, oh, like so you have sons, like I'm sure they get into it all the time, and he's like, no, never, like they've never gotten in a fight. I'm like, you're telling me that they never wrestle, they never like punch each other. Then he's like, no,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right,
Yeah, I have
I
two older brothers. I can't say I didn't do that. No, sorry, let me correct that. One older brother and one twin brother. He's
okay,
technically older than me by
he's
minutes,
technically,
but
yeah.
yeah,
So you get it. It's just like, you know what? Like having that, even if you had like older sisters, like it's the same thing. It's just, you know what? My parents just stayed out of it. Like we had to kind of figure it out for ourselves. Like if we were going, like if we were fighting, and like just
yeah,
because I was the girl, like but listen, I was never the one asking for help. Like I always found different ways to win in fights. Like it wasn't the physical
yeah.
aspect of it. It was more so of me just biting and like that kind of thing.
Mhm. What's like one memory that sticks out for you, you think, like as a kid, where you were like, oh, like I actually am like a pretty solid athlete and I could keep doing this? Because I feel like some people have that moment and then other people have the realization where they're like, maybe like this isn't me.
Yeah, I would say definitely when I would play on my one of my older brothers, he's 2 years older than me, on his sports teams, on a soccer team. I would
Okay.
always get invited to play, and I would always dominate. Like I would be a forward and I'd be doing better than him. So I mean obviously like that was like something that really always like stuck out to me like growing up. It's like, oh well, I'm good enough to play on their team, and then just going from soccer to basketball to lacrosse, like it was always just it really all came naturally to me. Because growing up all I did was I would go to my brother's football games, I would go to my brother's wrestling matches, like
Yeah.
their baseball games, like I would always be a part of it. And I think just I love the competitive drive and like the competitive aspect of sports, and that really what made me fall in love with it.
Yeah. And then you go from there to UMass Lowell, and then you have your accident, and then you make the Paralympic team. What was it like for you to just like step off that plane in Tokyo for the first time and just be like, wow, like I really just came from something that was absolutely devastating to being like representing my country?
It's crazy because like I never had like a moment where like
Mm.
I like still to this day like I haven't had a moment to like settle and be like look at where my life has come. I don't think that moment's gonna hit me until like I'm actually like completely retired as an athlete. But I will say like just like kind of getting to Tokyo, like making the Tokyo team and then arriving there. I mean, it was crazy because of COVID. Like, I mean, you understand, like going like COVID, playing a sport and everything.
Yeah, it's
So
bizarre.
like everything had like a kind of like dimming effect. Like we knew, like I knew that like this it was a huge deal, but like the fact that like my family wasn't there, like my loved ones, and that there was no crowd, like that it wasn't taking a toll on me, but like in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, like I have to make the Paris team to get to experience this like full on.
And
But
that's valid. That's totally valid. I would feel the same way.
yeah, I mean, and it was crazy because I actually got COVID like 2 weeks before leaving for Tokyo. So like I was freaking out thinking, oh my, I'm not going to be able to go. But luckily, like it all worked out. Like all my tests came back negative before I had to leave and everything. But kind of like looking back on it, it's one of those moments where you think like, how did I get here? And it's honestly like the realization for me, like it's I've had this realization so many times like throughout my athletic career, but this was like, it was obviously the first time it happened to me was like during lacrosse after I lost my leg and played again. But this time it was like looking back and like realizing all the people that helped me get to this moment. And obviously I think of my coaches at UMass Lowell. I mean, from my head coach to my assistant coach to my strength coach, especially my assistant coach. I mean, my assistant coach Carly was the one that literally took the time and the energy to practice with me every single day. She still is very fit and active. So like, she just kind of took me under her wing and she just told me to shut up and not treat my disability as, a reason to quit or
Yeah.
an excuse to give up. And that's really what's always been my motivation. It's like when people take the time and the energy to kind of help me get to where I need to in life, like I put it on myself that I am now doing it for everybody who has been a part of my journey. So when I'm looking back to all my coaches and teammates at UMass Lowell, I mean, I talk about my teammates a lot, but I don't think
I
they
do too.
really know. Yeah, I
I
mean
do too.
it's literally like they will always be family to me. They will literally always have like the most special place in my heart because honestly, like I was going through something so traumatic and life-changing, but I never felt like I was going through something like that because I had them by my side. The fact that I could just show up to practice, I could joke around and I could be myself and I could literally try to use my amputation to joke around and get out of run tests and everyone would just tell me to shut the hell up and get on the line. I mean, that in itself, like I had nobody like holding my hand. I had nobody like asking me if like I fell like making like I had nobody being like, "Oh my God, like maybe you should take a break." Like everyone literally just told me to get up and continue to work. And so that's really like has always been like my motivation, like kind of having that feeling and I love it so much. And so like when I made the team to Tokyo, it really was like kind of something that I thought this is like a thank you to like kind of everybody who has helped me get to this point. Like I truly would not be here if it wasn't for them. Like and then it keeps adding like every year like I meet new people. I have new coaches. Like it's crazy like the kind of like support system that somebody can kind of have and like that's why I always say that like everyone always asks like oh like how do you do it like what's your advice like if you're ever going through a difficult time I literally just tell them like you need to find your team. You need to find like the people that give you motivation that you love most in this world, even if it's like even if they're not even showing up, if they're not like giving you workouts, if they're not helping
Yeah.
you, like just having people that like believe in you by your side, it goes such a long way. And that's just been my mentality. I mean, because believe me, like everybody has it, every single athlete, like they show up at practice and they're sore. Like today I have one of those moments. Like I'm exhausted. Like I literally I want to
Yeah.
just lay in bed all day. But I'm thinking, you know what? Like you're doing something bigger than yourself and if you don't show up today, you're cheating yourself. And honestly, like even if you show up today and you don't do the best, you don't have the best practice ever, you're showing up and you're still working towards that goal of where you want to get to in life. So, that plays a huge role. But yeah, that's honestly like kind of whenever I am in my feels and I'm thinking of like where I've come like so far, I just think about the journey it's taken to get here and I think about everybody that really took the time and the energy to help me because obviously I'm not the easiest and most patient person in the world. I want things done yesterday. So
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not judging you on that, but
yeah.
I call that my why. Even
Yes.
now, like I'm very early on in my career, and I always
Hmm.
think it's important to have a reason of why I'm doing something, so I can go back to that and ground myself in it, or else like if you're not doing something with good intent or good purpose, I don't think it will end up the way you want it to end up. That's just
Absolutely.
my personal belief.
Yep.
But um I had a curious question. This was your first race as a Paralympian. What was the song that you ran, the song that you practiced to or warmed up to right before? Do you remember?
This is crazy. So I was one of those people that never listened to music. I would never have headphones. Well, like long bus rides, I'd be watching Netflix. Like I'd be watching movies. I never had like the playlist. I never had like the songs to warm up to. And like this is like this changed very recently. Like I just recently like started like actually like I think it really was when I came back home and I wasn't training in California anymore and I was training by myself and like I needed something. But I was always that person. Like I love to be in this like the warm up stadium, and I love to hear everything. Like I just love to
Yeah.
hear like kind of the environment that I was in. That was really what kind of grounded me, and it made me realize like okay, this is the moment. Like this is where you are. But honestly, like maybe in these moments I needed something like to kind of distract me because that's what music does. Music gets you hyped, but music distracts you from feel like freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, like when I say maybe so it was honestly when I got AirPods. When I got AirPods, like that's what changed for me.
Were you like late to the game on that or
I was
something?
late to the game because you know what? Mark would always be like, "You need AirPods." Like I don't know, you know. I'm like, I'm gonna lose them. I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna
Yeah.
be on a plane. They're gonna fall through the crack, and I'm gonna be pissed because
I've done
you
that.
spend so much. Exactly, you spend so much money. I'm like the amount of times he loses his, and I'm like helping him look for it. But then like I did something and I did like this I can't even share because NDA or whatever, but like I did this
You're
show and I
you're all good.
did yeah, and I got like as one of the gifts for like going on, like we got AirPods and so like I was like, okay, well I didn't pay for them. Every single day I use them. And now like I understand like going to a big meet, having them in your back pocket, even showing up at practice, like just like I don't know, it just gets you hyped in a different way. So like, do I regret? But it's crazy because a lot of the times when you go to like a major track event and you're on the warm up track, you're not allowed to have AirPods in. You're not allowed to have any
Okay.
headphones in because there's a lot going on. I mean, you have people who are visually impaired who can't see. You have people, I mean, obviously on prosthetic legs, but then you also have wheelchair athletes. These wheelies are fast. And if you get
Okay.
hit by a wheelie, you will not compete. You are probably going to the hospital or you've
Okay.
broken something because these people will come around the corner and if you're not paying attention and you like it's game over. So they won't allow it because it's just like it's too hectic. And I think even in college track, like I've heard like the amount of times I've shown up at like college meets and they yell at people for having headphones in because it's too hectic because people can get literally like
Yeah.
they can just collide with somebody. So I will say that, and I mean, but like I know, like in like the Paralympic games, like warm up track, like you can have them if like you're in a specific like spot on the track, but it's like I'm also a very superstitious person. So like growing up, like I never had it. So like it's taken me a lot to kind of transition to
Yeah.
even putting them
I get
in
it.
because you know what? Like I need to do what I'm used to and like the but I get it. I understand it. If there was one song that like I could have listened to, I mean, listen, I'm like an old school gal. Like I love old school R&B. I love to jam to that. I love old school country. I love freaking disco. Like
Okay.
one of my good friends, he's a DJ and he just put together like a banger, like a Noelle's bangers and like
That's
a lot of
amazing.
Night at the Roxbury vibes, a lot of Night at the Roxbury vibes, a lot of disco. So I mean, I love it. I mean, it's just something that I'm kind of
Yeah.
learning, but yeah.
No, I mean that makes total sense, but that's funny that it took you like
What was your song? Like, what was your song before games?
oh, I go back and forth. I would sometimes listen to music with like no words and it was just like
Like
beats.
EDM?
Yes. But
Yes.
then
Okay.
yeah, that was like really it. Or I would listen to like all my friends know this and they think it's weird. I love Amy Winehouse
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
listen to her a
Because it
lot.
puts you in your feels. You know what? It like
Yeah.
gets you. It gets your emotions going, and
Yeah.
that's like the
It's
biggest
good.
thing. It's like you're getting out of your comfort zone, and like
Yeah.
you're relating and you're feeling. So many people like I'll put like sometimes when I'm on the aux in the gym, I'll put like literally like country music on and everyone's like, "How do you lift to this?" And I'm like, "How do you not feel happy when you
Yeah.
listen to country music?" Like and they're like, "I hate
Yeah.
country." I'm like, "That's because you haven't listened to country." I was
Most
that
people just
person
listen to rap. Like
I mean, listen, I get it. Like,
okay.
I'm not a rap girly. I mean, like, there all are of course songs that I love, but like, is that my go-to when like
No.
I need to lift or I need to do it? No, like I need to like I need to just feel good. I literally just need to like kind of feel the
Yeah.
emotions and like want to dance. Like that's kind of like, but even or it's either I want to dance or I want to sing along.
Yeah.
Either one.
That
And
makes
I'm
sense.
I'm not gonna rap. I'm just not gonna do it.
It's all right. No one will make you. Um,
Yeah.
but you said like people not being there to watch you at the Tokyo Olympics, but you also now public speak as a motivational speaker. How much do you think like being able to block out the noise like as an athlete with people watching you to a degree or not at all kind of helps you with having all eyes on you and lights in your face because it's a completely different feeling than when you're on the field and under the lights and then having them like come at you on a stage.
Yeah. Honestly, like I definitely relate the two. I know they're completely different, but how what I do to make myself comfortable is I engage. Like I engage with the crowd, I engage with the audience. Like I'm that person when I'm speaking, like I crack a few jokes in the beginning to kind of hear it and like it depends on who I'm talking to. Like obviously like if I'm talking to like corporate like or like adults, like everyone's going to laugh at my jokes like cuz they're
Yeah.
actually engaged. Like they're not but like when you're speaking to like college athletes, college students, when you're speaking to high school, like you have to like think that like I like you have to make them think that like I'm directly talking to you and like you kind of have to just go back and forth because I mean, I don't know how many student speakers I sat through over the years that I zoned out. I never listened to them because on I mean,
Yeah.
I can't pay attention to anything. I mean, what is it? ADHD? That's literally what I have. Like I literally I need to like feel interested or I need to kind of like understand or like relate. So I try to what I try to do to kind of help me and my nerves, I in the beginning right off the bat, like I'll crack a few jokes. When I went to Paris, I was in a stadium full of 70,000 people in the crowd. And I went to Tokyo, but it was not like that. I mean, you did
Yeah.
like you felt the empty stadium. I mean, it didn't feel like an empty stadium, but like at the same time, like you knew. And walking into Paris, I was just telling myself, you know what? Like you can't think that people are looking at you. And like, you know what? You just hype them up. And that's something that I've learned from watching like other like really great track and field athletes. You know, a big one right now is Tara Davis Woodhall. Seeing how she engages with the crowd, that really like resonated with me and be like, you know what, this probably helps her nerves. It
Yeah.
probably helps like her kind of be present, be in the moment and enjoy it. I know like this is like the biggest moment of your life, but like if you're not sitting there and enjoying that moment, then what's the point? Because like you work so hard, like you don't work so hard to just get the title. You work so hard to experience it and understand those feelings. So I mean, and it goes with speaking. I love hearing like the crowd engage with me. I love hearing like the laughs. I love seeing facial reactions and I know exactly the moment that like I get people hooked. It's like when I tell people that my leg was severed on the scene. I look down, my leg was gone. I know in that moment I have their attention. So I tell myself like just don't lose it. Like just continue to talk to them, like try to say things that they can relate to even if they're not an athlete. Like there's so many things that
Yeah.
people can look at, especially with college athletes. Like I mean like how many times has someone who's had like an insane workload as a college athlete, like compared to, I'm trying to think what's like like an engineer or a nursing student, somebody who literally like they have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to go to clinical, like things like that. So like, there's always something that you can relate it to. So that's just kind of something that I tell myself when I am in those big moments where I have people looking at me. I try not to think about like, okay, like I needed I need to do this, I need to do that. And another huge thing that I've learned that I always tell myself is like when I'm speaking to an audience, they don't have a play-by-play of everything I'm going to say. So like if I do
It's
mess
hard
up,
to Yeah, sometimes it's like because I'm a sports broadcaster and I'll like
yeah,
call
okay.
games and I'm like, oh
Yep.
my God, I didn't say that. And I'm like, they don't know that I
They
was
don't know.
they
You
don't
can always
know.
work it in. You can always work it
They
in no
don't
matter
know.
what. But I mean, it always hits me like on the car ride home. Oh my God, I didn't say that. Like crap.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like my moment's gone. But somebody told me that, and that's like always like stuck in the back of my head. Like, I know, like, in a perfect world, you want to say this, and this, but it doesn't have to be like the way you practice it. It just has to be authentic to yourself. And yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot about public speaking only because that's what my mom does for a living, so I know like a lot of the ins and outs and all that. So I was just very curious.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I listen, and this is so funny because I hated speaking. I
yeah,
freshman year of college, like I had to do an interview because I think I got like what was it? It was like Conference for America East, like it was like the rookie of
all
the week
rookie
or
team.
something.
We got like all
It was
rookie
just
team.
rookie, yeah. And then they were like, "Oh, let's do an interview," and I we couldn't even finish the interview. Like we couldn't even finish it. Like I was stuttering. I did not know what I was saying. We have come a long way, but I think
Yeah,
when you're talking about something so passionate, like if you're passionate about something and you're speaking to it, it's a
yeah,
lot differently. But it also takes practice. I mean, that's when COVID really came into place and like the benefits that you could take away from COVID. I mean, I literally just went through my speech with my agent. We would do a Zoom call. I would do my 45-minute spiel, and then afterwards she'd be like, "You touched your hair 47 times, do it again, don't touch your hair." Or like, "You said this so many times, do it again, don't do that." So that really is what helps, and practice makes perfect, honestly.
no, and then that mindset also as well that you've developed like as an athlete. How much did that and then the adversity you overcame come into the dynamic of how you navigated the show, do you think? To a degree of what you're allowed to talk about.
For what, Survivor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the show I can't talk about, it's a different thing. It's
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were talking about Survivor. I'm like, I've heard you talk about
no,
it before.
no, this is something I recently did.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I can't wait till I can announce it because it's
okay. I was
literally
like, I've
about.
heard you talk about Survivor
Oh no,
openly.
Survivor I can talk about.
I was
I
like,
mean, no. So here, this is what I'll say. You know that really cool show, Mr. Beast on Amazon?
yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, there was a rumor that he's doing another season, and it's
Oh,
like
that's weird.
it's 100 of the strongest people versus 100 of the smartest people.
That's an
Uh,
interesting rumor.
yeah, it's very interesting. I was honestly, one would think that they would just sign up to try to just make as much money as possible on the first day, for a wedding they have coming up. But yeah, so no, but for Survivor, the mindset going into that, I mean, let me tell you. Survivor fell in my lap. I did not apply. But I will say this: my mom is the biggest diehard Survivor fan there is.
Okay.
Never miss a season, never miss an episode. So I've seen Survivor and I've watched every single year. I don't know until like I don't know what age I started. Like maybe I was 12 that I started watching it and never thought about applying. I was just like, especially when I lost my leg, I'm like, there's no, absolutely no way they're gonna allow me to go on
Yeah.
the show. Like, I don't even know how I would go on this show. There's so many different things. Like, you know what? You don't have a bed, you don't have a toilet, you receive absolutely zero food. Like when I lose weight, my leg loses weight. How am I gonna keep my prosthetic leg suction out of my body? But when I was in Tokyo, I received a DM from the head casting director asking, and I think he reached out to a couple of us Paralympians, asking if we've ever thought about applying. And I just remember thinking to myself, this has to be a joke. Like, this has to be like somebody like
That'd
my
be a
mom,
sick
like,
joke.
this hits too much. This hits too close to home. And I responded, and he was like, listen, like, I literally responded, I'm like, I'm an amputee. Like, and he was like,
That's
we've
it.
had amputees on the past. I'm like, no, you've had two below the knee amputees. I am an above the knee amputee, completely different ball game. I'm like, I was just like giving all these excuses. He was like, listen, like just because I'm reaching out to you doesn't automatically mean you're on the show. You have to go through the casting process. So I was like, all right, I'll go through the casting process, whatever. In the back of my head, thinking there's absolutely no way that they are going to pick me. And then fast forward like however many months, like I got the call saying I was on, and I'll tell you this, I was not excited. I was scared to death.
You're hoping they wouldn't pick you.
Like obviously in the back of my head I'm thinking, "Oh my God, this would be such a cool experience." But like realistically, like I'm thinking, you know what? Like people are going to want to vote me off immediately. Like I'm probably going to be a first boot. Like no everyone's going to doubt my capabilities like and then nobody's going to want to take me to the end. Nobody in their right mind is going to take an amputee to the final three because they're just going to be handed the $1 million. Like I've seen Survivor. It's a social game. It's a strategic game. anything you do on the outside world can be viewed as a threat.
Yeah.
Professional athletes, everyone lies. Like me having a foundation, like me having this inspirational story, huge threat. So I was just like, do I want to do this? And like the feelings I had towards it, it was just, you know what, I was passionate about like showing that representation, like show for the disabled community, for the amputee community. And my mom would never let me reject that. My mom like literally like I kid you not. My mother couldn't sleep of excitement. She every day she was calling me, telling me like walking me through the game plan and going on to it. I will say like having the background of everything that I've done like up until that point, it really did help me. But the scariest part about that was every single new thing that I tried up until that point, like I had people to rely on. I had people
Mm.
to kind of surround myself with to help me be comfortable. I am going out there. My phone is confiscated for a month and a half. I have absolutely no contact with the outside world and I have no support system. So like this is the first moment in my life where I'm actually doing something on my own. Like I am doing something without a support team. And that's a scary feeling. It would be a scary feeling for anybody going into a new experience and thinking to themselves, I don't have like my typical support system that I typically have. But I'll tell you this, I mean, like the people I played the game with, I mean, every like I'm sure like every single person that they cast, everyone is so I mean, with the exception of obviously a few people, everyone is so genuine and kind and sweet. Like people are there because they love the game of Survivor. Like and at the end of the day, I told myself, you know what, it's a game. Like this isn't real life. Like so anything that happens like in game, like once the game is over, like for me, it's a clean slate for everybody. Like I don't want to go out there and think like and be done and be like I hate this person, I hate that person, unless they do something to me outside the game. Like and then in that case, like all right, you're dead to me. But like how I viewed going on that show, like, and I told myself is like, you know what, like you want to represent yourself well, like you want to be proud of something when you're watching, you want to be proud of yourself, and when you're watching it back, don't get any fights. And listen, that was very difficult, like keeping my mouth shut when you're tired, when you have no food in your
Yeah.
stomach besides coconut. Disgusting. Coconut is little. I gag at the freaking sight of coconut nowadays. Still to this day, but getting back and getting to watch it and getting the positive feedback that I did from like the survivor community of like people who are going through difficult times, people who are disabled, kids who are amputees, like their parents would reach out to me saying like every single Wednesday night, like we watch the show and we point to the TV saying it like it's saying, look, like that person looks like you, like maybe you could do this someday. Like that's really what the whole experience was about. I mean, the fact that I don't even care that I didn't win. Like I know it's like so cheesy of me to say like I didn't win the $1 million, but I got the $1 million experience. That truly is something like what I feel. And I mean, listen, the winner of my season, Mike Gabler, ended up donating the full $1 million to veterans. So, kind of having to be a part of a season like that is something that I'm very proud of and honored to be a part of it because he was the first person to donate the full $1 million, and that was just something that was really special. But yeah, it was crazy experience, literally, and it's crazy how like it plays such a big part of my life to this
Yeah.
day. I mean, how many years has it been? Like three years, and it's still
Yeah.
like because I get it. It's just I honestly thought like I would do this show and like I knew my life wasn't gonna change forever. Like I knew I wasn't gonna be like, oh my God, like I was on reality television. My life is different. Like
Like Love Island. How
yeah. Oh my God. Survivor back in the day was like Love Island. If we had social media back in the day like that.
well, apparently they're on the same island.
Same island. Where the villa is,
Yeah.
that's Ponderosa. That's where I literally stayed there. Like what that is, what Ponderosa is for people that don't know, is when you get to Fiji, you have to do like 4 days of pregame. You're at Ponderosa. When you get voted off, you go back to Ponderosa and you're basically like on vacation until you have to go back home.
Yeah.
So that was the same. They bought that because they have a new Ponderosa
Okay.
Survivor. They bought that. I kept saying to myself, I'm like, that deck looks so familiar. Like, I'm like, that dock is, why does that look so familiar? And then
Yeah,
somebody
someone
said it.
tweeted this year, they're like POV, like they're having champagne, and
It
then
looked
2 miles
so
away,
different.
someone's
Oh my God.
starving.
Yeah, they definitely did a good job. Like, I mean, there was a beautiful resort beforehand, but like, what it is now. But like, listen, like I knew that my life wasn't gonna be like that. Cause it's just that's not how I was going and thinking. Like I was just doing the experience. I mean, listen, do I wish it was like Love Island? Yeah, that'd be freaking sick. Like walking all these red carpets. It's crazy because one of my teammates, she like got cut last minute for Love Island this season. And it would have been so sick to have an amputee. She's a below the knee amputee. It would have been so sick to have, but like I tell her, I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, I don't think it wouldn't have been good because I would have been fighting with everybody on social media.
This
Like
season was bad with social media
bad.
too,
And
so
that's
it's
the
probably for the
scariest
best.
thing. That's the
It's probably for
scariest
the
thing. You know what? Like social media is kind of starting to ruin these shows. Like Survivor, I mean, it's not like Love Island, but like the last couple seasons of Survivor, like there's been a couple people that have just gotten like ridiculous amounts of hate.
yeah.
And it's just like, it's disgusting. Like, stop. These
Mhm.
people are human beings. They're going on and doing a show. Like, it's not their lives. Like, I remember when I didn't vote for, like, when I voted for the winner of my season, all the women, like, the three of us women on the jury, we got crucified because we didn't vote for another woman. And
Like
like,
not that deep.
I mean, I didn't get a lot of hate. I will say this. Like, I didn't get, like, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I was like, throughout the entire season, like it was a very positive experience until that finale. Like my DMs are flooded with like the Cassidy stands, like people that thought she would. I mean, people were telling me to like lose my other leg, like at the end, but like I was looking at like I was dying laughing. I'm like, this is the funniest thing that's somebody's. I'm like, I would
Yeah.
respond back and be like, this is the nicest thing you've ever said, anyone has ever said to me. Like that's how I viewed it, but it's different. Like when you're getting crucified and hated
Yeah.
on like
There's the difference with
continuously.
people who can like mentally take that and then people who can't, which is there's a fine line.
There is.
Not that it makes it okay if the
Yeah.
person can or can't, but it is a little it's a
I mean,
little
people are just disgusting and they just have like
even with
no.
athletes too. Like they're out there like someone like I did a solo episode like 2 weeks ago and I'm like it's not that quarterback's fault that you lost your parlay and you're out here dragging
Exactly.
his 5-year-old child on social media. Like that's not okay.
It's
Like you can't,
terrible, but I will say the
yeah.
professional athletes know how to tuck that, like,
Yeah.
like literally be like, I don't give a crap what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like, it's the people that literally take the time to read. I mean, I literally stopped. I've never had Twitter. I've never been like a Reddit person, but like the first episode, like I would go like on Reddit. I'd be like, oh, like it stopped immediately. Like I wasn't getting any hate, but I'm like, this is like
Yeah.
just this is unhealthy. If you're
No.
literally like trying to think of like what other people think of you, like and you care that much, like
Mhm.
obviously I care what people think of me, but like if they're gonna shit on things that have nothing to do with me as a person and like
Yeah.
then that's when you have to separate it and be like, all right, like listen, again, I'm not sitting here being like people that get hate, like I get it. I can't even imagine the people that
No,
get hate constantly. Like I have never experienced something like that. And I feel for the people, or I feel very terribly for the people that do it. But just as for me, like I honestly tell myself, like you've been through so much worse, and the people you surround yourself with, the people that are in your life, know who you are as a person. Like everything else, nothing else matters.
yeah. And that's I was actually the last question I was going to ask you. What is one thing that like you think makes you you outside of athletics?
You know, the type of person I've always been. Like before my accident, after my accident, I've always been the type of person to kind of create like having that joking mindset, like creating a joking atmosphere, like never taking things like too seriously because it's life, like things happen. And when you start to kind of dwell on things that didn't go your way, or you try to hyper hyper focus on like a moment in your life, that's really when things just start to take a turn for the worse. I'm always that type of person to lighten the mood in the room. Like I'll crack jokes, especially with my prosthetic leg. I love the occasional leg jokes, but like I mean, I think like it's just when wherever you're going in your life, like never take it too seriously. Like even in the most serious moments of your life, like you have to just be present and be in the moment, because like things go by like this. Like everyone kept telling me, like leading up to my wedding, like everyone kept saying like enjoy the moment, enjoy it, because it's gonna and I can honestly say like that Night was a blur. Like I blacked out everything because like it was not blacked out alcohol.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. No, like I honestly just like blacked out because like I was surrounded, like my husband and I were surrounded with the people we love most in the world. And like it was really a moment of being like, oh my God, like just taking a step back and being like, this is insane, the amount of people I have in my life. And like we have so much to be like, so many things to kind of be fortunate of. So whenever like people are going through difficult times, everyone always asks, like, how do you get through it? I'm just like, honestly, like, just find like one or two people in your life that you know can snap you out of your funk, that you like. Everyone just needs a good laugh. Everyone just needs like kind of a moment to kind of just get out it, like get out of their like depression, like because everybody goes through it. Everyone goes through like tiny moments in their lives where they think that they're not good enough. Listen, everyone goes through it every single day. Like I'm the, you know, the one person that I know, because I mean, I doubt myself before every single new thing that I try. I always tell myself, like, can I actually do it? I don't think I, but then I always use that as motivation. I always use that of, okay, this is what's going to light a fire within me. Like, obviously, I think I am good enough and I am good enough. And that's when you start speaking it into existence, manifesting everything. These are things that I've continued to learn throughout the last few years, you know, because I am getting older. Like there are things that I have to do differently that you know, things that I do now compared to what I was in college. When I was in high school, I would freaking eat McDonald's before every single game in high
Yeah.
school, and I would literally be completely fine. Like now it's just like there's just different things that like you have to change like in your lifestyle, and that's just not just with sports. Like you have to apply it anywhere with anywhere you go. So it's just different things, but honestly, just be present, be in the moment, have fun, never be afraid to joke around, make fun of yourself. Believe me, it helps. I eat shit all the time and I just laugh at myself. There are so many times I'm on the track by myself and I literally fall. And I'm like, it would be funny if like people actually could see this, like me falling.
Right.
Like
Sometimes I stutter on live television and I laugh about it later.
oh my
So
God. I stutter all the time. I still to this day. Like I literally
it's
have to like just take a moment and be like, take a breath and then start
yeah,
speaking.
exactly. I had to do the same thing. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining me. Good luck